Web3Bridge Cohort 9, sponsored by Base.
Good day, guys. Welcome again. So this is my Web3Bridge series. As you know, I'm Marcellus Ifeanyi. So this is a review of my journey so far. Now, in this video, I'll be giving you I'll be giving you a quick intro of what we learned. So this week, the second week is more about introduction to the Ethereum blockchain. You can't be talking about the world of decentralized execution without making reference to Ethereum. The reason being that the Bitcoin gave us the world of transfer of value, made it possible for us to actually transfer value. But Ethereum came with its own unique feature, being that we are now able to build applications that run on the blockchain. Now, what is Ethereum? Ethereum is like the word computer. The word computer being that it allows anyone, anywhere to actually write applications. So this application, we call it decentralized application or DApp. Decentralized meaning that it doesn't have a central server. So that means it's censorship resistance. Now, in Ethereum we have what we call proof of consensus mechanism. So in Bitcoin we make use of proof of work, in Ethereum we make use of proof of stake. Now, how does the proof of stake work? Now, in proof of stake, we have what we call the validators. Now, remember, Ethereum or the blockchain itself is public. So we have public blockchain, we have private and custodian, but Ethereum is running on public blockchain. So it's a public blockchain, meaning that anyone can participate. Now, as you're watching this video, you can actually become a validator. But for you to do that, there are some requirements you need to meet. Of each one of them is that you must be able to deposit at least 32 ETH. Now, I'm coming to ETH later. So when you deposit 32 ETH, that means you are setting aside a collateral, which is going to act as a measure of good faith. Now, if you join the proof of stake and you're able to confirm good transaction, or you're able to your validation or your proposal is the good one, you'll be rewarded. But if you validate a wrong transaction or a fraudulent transaction, you'll be penalized. So there's going to be a slashing and rest. So more on that on proof of stake. I'll be dropping a link that will actually guide you to understand everything about proof of stake. Now, while explaining proof of stake, I made mention of something. I said ETH, which is Ether. Now, in Ethereum, people usually confuse these two things. There's difference between Ethereum and Ether. Now, someone will tell you I have Ethereum, but you don't have Ethereum. What you have is Ether. So Ethereum is the network, is the world computer. So you can't have Ethereum. What you have is Ether. So Ether is the native currency of the Ethereum blockchain. Why Ethereum is the blockchain, is the protocol that powers the Ether. Now, this brings me to another thing. You might have been hearing of coins and tokens. There are differences between them. When you are talking about a coin, we are making reference to the native currency of any blockchain. Native meaning that it's built directly into the protocol. Then, why tokens are built on top of the protocol, maybe using smart contracts and this. So, in essence, in summary, coins have their own blockchain, but tokens don't have their own blockchain. But there's a process we call rebase. Now, via rebase, a token can actually revamp to become a coin. That means as the industry progresses, the tokenomics of that token might change. They will now have their own blockchain. Now, when they now build their own blockchain, now it's now transition from being a token to a coin. And a token can actually represent virtually everything in the world. So anything you can think of in the real world, you can tokenize it. Tokenization means converting a physical asset to a digital asset. Take for instance your house, your car, whatever you can name, you can convert it into a token. That means you can tokenize it, bring it on chain, bring it into the blockchain, and it's going to have a reward value. It's going to have a market value. Now, let's also look at networks, or what we call nodes in Ethereum. Now, in Ethereum, we have various types of nodes. We have the execution client and we have the consensus client. More on that. Now, let's look at gas. As you are performing transactions, like I explained in one video, transactions are what changes the state of the blockchain. Now, if I give you a book as you are writing, you are writing, you are changing. If I gave you a blank sheet of paper, when I give you that paper, I see blank. Then as you are writing, that means you are changing the state of that paper. You get, so any action you are doing on the blockchain that is changing the state of the blockchain, you are going to pay a gas, not your cooking gas. So gas is a unit of computation in the blockchain. So as you are changing the state of the blockchain, you are going to pay for gas. And what changing the state of blockchain is transaction. Now in blockchain, there are two actions you can perform. So it's either you are reading to the blockchain or you are writing to the blockchain. Now when you are reading to the blockchain, for instance, if I give you a sheet of paper or if I give you a book that already has content in it, so you are reading now, so you are not changing anything. So that means you won't pay. So whenever you are reading for the blockchain, you don't pay for gas. But when you are writing to the blockchain, you pay for gas because you are changing the state of the network, or what we call the word state, or what some persons call the Ethereum virtual machine. So more on that on EVM later. Then so EVM is like the word, Ethereum is a whole computer. So EVM is like what encompasses everything. So makes it possible for everybody anywhere to actually participate on the network. Now let's look at account system in Ethereum. Now in the Bitcoin network, using what we call UTXO, that is unspent transaction output. But in Ethereum, it makes use of account and balances. So in Ethereum, we have two types of accounts. We have the externally owned accounts and we have the contract account or smart contract account. So what are the differences between these two types of accounts? Now your externally owned accounts, or EOA in abbreviation, they have what we call a private key and a public key. Now via this private key, you can actually control what happens on that wallet or whatever. But your smart contract accounts, they contain code, so they don't have key. And also your EOA are the ones that initiate transaction. So your smart contract account on its own can't initiate a transaction because it doesn't have public and private key. So EOA initiate the transactions while your smart contract responds to the transaction. That is just the few differences between them. So there's more than differences and similarities between them, but just know that in Ethereum in general, you have two types of accounts. So as you are building, as you are developing, or whatever you are doing, know that we are dealing with two types of accounts: your EOA and your smart contracts. So your EOA may be your MetaMask, your Trust Wallet, or whatever, your Coinbase wallets, and wallet connect and thereabouts. So these guys are externally owned. But smart contract, it has code. So that is when you write your smart contract, the Solidity loss or whatever. So that is the contract account. So this is just a good summary. I believe we catch more later. Now I'm going to drop a link to the detailed description of my activity for the week. This video is already long, so I don't want to link it so that it won't be boring. So when you read through the article, you get more info on introduction to the Ethereum blockchain. But the Ethereum, man, it gave us that is, it made it possible for me and you to build application, man. It's awesome. And for those of you who have to go into protocol, so if you are going to protocol level, that means you be the guy building the main thing you get. So we have the core developers, we have the software developers. So for now, we are the software developers. I believe as we progress, we go into the protocol level. Thanks.
Web3Bridge Cohort 9, sponsored by Base.